If your school has test data sitting in spreadsheets, but nobody really knows what story that data is telling, then this video is for you. One of the biggest mistakes I see school leaders make is jumping straight into solutions before they actually summarize what's happening in their data. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take a raw set of test score data and quickly summarize it using simple descriptive statistics in Google Sheets. No advanced math, no complicated software, just practical analysis that school leaders can actually use. Hi friends, I'm Courtney, and on this channel, we talk all about evidence-informed school improvement. So if you're into that, make sure you like and subscribe and come be a part of our community. Okay, for this video, I've included a downloadable data set and Google Sheet template so that you can follow along with me step by step. You can pause the video right now and grab the file down in the description below to work alongside me. I've also added chapters throughout the video, so you can jump back and forth to specific sections later if you need to watch it again. Here's the structure for today. First, I'll explain what descriptive statistics actually are and why they matter for school leaders. Then we'll switch into screen share mode. I'll walk you through the exact steps to summarize school test score data in Google Sheets. Then we'll finish with a simple what to do tomorrow action step that you can actually use to turn this from theory into practice. Before we jump into the spreadsheet, let's talk about what descriptive statistics actually do. Descriptive statistics summarize large amounts of information into something more understandable. Literally, they describe the data. Instead of staring at hundreds of student scores, we can quickly answer specific questions like, what's the average performance? How spread out are the scores? Are there extreme scores pulling things up or down? Is performance relatively consistent, or is it all over the place? For school leaders, this matters because descriptive statistics help us to avoid reacting emotionally to isolated cases. Instead of focusing on one student or one classroom story, we get to step back and understand the broader patterns in our school. Today, we're going to focus on a few foundational measures: the mean, minimum, maximum, range, and median. These are simple but incredibly powerful, and they need to be in your toolbox. All right, let's jump into the spreadsheet. Okay, so here's our data set. You can see that we have student IDs, grade levels, reading scores, and math scores. Right now, this is just raw information, and for training purposes, let's pretend that these are raw scale scores. If I handed this spreadsheet to most leadership teams, they would probably start scrolling randomly, making assumptions and checking on certain kids, or trying to isolate their classroom or their grade level. Instead, what we're going to do is summarize it systemically. First, let's calculate the average reading score. To do so, we click into an empty cell and we type $average, open parentheses. Then, highlight the reading score column. Close the parentheses and hit enter. Now, we immediately have a summary measure for overall performance. But remember, averages can hide important information, and that's why we always need to look beyond the mean and add additional statistics to our analysis. So now let's find the minimum score. In an empty cell, type $MIN, open parentheses. Highlight the same column, close parentheses, and hit enter. Now we'll do the same for maximum. In an empty cell, type $MAX, open parentheses. Select the column of data, close parentheses, and hit enter. Together, these measures help us understand the performance boundaries in the data set, and now we can clearly see the spread between the lowest and highest performers in our school. Now let's calculate the range. The range is the actual measure of that spread. Range is simply the highest value minus the lowest value. So in an empty cell, we're going to type select the max cell, minus, select the minimum cell, and hit enter. This gives us a quick sense of variability. A very large range may indicate inconsistent student outcomes across our class. Ideally, we want students to be moving together as a group, so we want to see a small range. Now let's calculate the median. That's the exact middle of a distribution. The median is important because it's less affected by extreme scores. So in an empty cell, we're going to type equal sign, median, open parentheses. We'll highlight the reading score column, close parentheses, and hit enter. Sometimes the median tells a very different story than the mean, and that difference matters, so we need to check for it every time. If the median is higher than the mean, that means a few low scores may be pulling the average down. Most students may be doing okay, with a smaller group of students needing more intensive support. If, however, the median is lower than the mean, it means a few high scores might be pulling the average up. Overall performance may look stronger than it actually is for most students. Now we have to step back and interpret what we found. Remember, we don't ever stop at just calculating and reporting the numbers. We have to ask deeper questions, like, is the average where we want it to be? Is there a large spread across scores? Are extreme scores affecting the average? Does this suggest inconsistency across classrooms or student groups? Data analysis is not just about calculating and reporting. It's about interpretation. And that's where your leadership expertise comes into play. The spreadsheet gives us the numbers, but leadership requires meaning making from those numbers. Okay, it's time for you to put this into practice. Tomorrow, pull one real data set from your school. Not 10 sets of data. Let's start with just one. And with that data set, I want you to calculate the average, the median, the minimum score, the maximum score, and the range. Then take time to ask yourself, what story is this data telling us? Not what program should we buy, not what intervention do we need, not who's to blame for this. Remember, we want to start with understanding the current reality first, and that mindset shift is what's going to propel you in the future. If you found value in this video today, make sure you like and subscribe, and be sure to check out this suggested video. I'll see you next time.